Welcome to this episode of Chattin with Staxx. I'm your host, Bill Staxx, and today I got Jimmy Barberese. What's up, man?
Hey, what's going on, Staxx?
How are you? Thank you for
Good.
coming on the show. I appreciate you.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you having me, man. It's an honor.
So you're involved with a big movie, or it's more like a series and all
Yeah.
that. But we'll get into that a little later. But
Okay.
do you want to introduce yourself to the people and say where you were born and raised, and your name and all that?
Absolutely. Yeah. I love that opportunity. So yeah, Jimmy Barberese, was born in New York. I was raised on Long Island in the humble town of Center Reach. So, which is Suffolk County, and great upbringing, man. Great way to Long Island in the '80s was just an awesome time to be
Yeah.
raised. As you can see by my Islander banners behind me, we had a really good time with sports then as well. So currently now I live in the Tampa Bay area, and that's kind of where I'm at.
So you brought the New York vibe down there, right, to Florida?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, sure did. What brought me down here was I'm very much into the youth and sports. So I opened a bunch of youth sports franchises. They're called I9 Sports. And the founder is actually from Long Island. So I kind of followed the path on coming down here.
So what is that? Like it's a place for kids to go and play sports?
Yeah, it's kind of like it's like an inclusive little league for everything, like flag football, soccer, basketball, all that sort of stuff. So
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
good stuff.
So so what was your early upbringing like in New York before you left?
So the first couple of years I lived in Mount Vernon, New York, which is just a little bit north of the Bronx. And from that was all through the 70s. And then my family moved out to the island, Long Island. And, middle class town. I had an older brother, a couple of younger sisters. And it was just a great time to grow up on Long Island during those times. And I wouldn't change it for anything.
Did you have acting in your peripheral vision back then?
Yeah, so here's a funny story to that. I still have it in my yearbook, my sixth grade yearbook. I was 11 years old, and I used to write alternate endings to The Godfather at 11 years old. And my teacher, who I convinced on putting on an end of the school year play, we didn't have that in elementary school back then. And I convinced her in doing it. And I wrote an alternate ending to The Godfather, and we act the whole thing out. Brought kids, parents, and in my yearbook it says from her, Jimmy, I love your writing. I'm going to see you in the movies one day. Less Godfather, more writing.
That's awesome though. So you had an idea you wanted to do it back then?
Absolutely. Yeah, I sure did. And just, being an Italian American, we have a lot of pride in our heritage.
Yeah.
And that kind of drew me as a little kid. That's when, VHS first came out. And my dad would watch The Godfather constantly. And I'd be at his hip, just so intrigued at 11. And I'm just, from there, I just caught the bug. I mean, how could you not love what Al Pacino did in that series,
Yeah.
right? So absolutely.
And then when The Godfather came, or Goodfellas, and then all those other movies, it's like really captivates you.
It really does. And, then it kind of, then you're in your 20s and you're catching on to those, in your 30s. It's just electrifying. And it's really a lot of that stuff is true stories, which is amazing.
I'm going to start shooting Capo episode 2, hopefully in December, which is right around the corner. Jimmy Barberesi is the producer. He and I are working on it, fine-tuning the script. And in the interim, I'm hoping that my phone rings and it's Martin Scorsese for my day on the set of Gravesend in 2018. And my biggest shout out is to Jimmy Barberesi for giving me a leading role and putting my name on a movie poster, which I never thought I'd ever see that.
Yeah, you were in this thing of ours too.
Yes, I was in this thing of ours, a couple scenes. Remember, back in '98, I'm about 25 pounds heavier. So you can find the fat guy in the yellow sweater. That's me.
Here, I'll show a picture of it real quick. Show a picture of the cover. Yeah, that was a good movie.
I'll tell you, it was exciting to be there for it. I mean, Frank had a big role. Spend a day on the set with James Caan back then, when this guy was like, for me, it was like meeting Babe Ruth,
Yeah,
except
it's
it
like
was better. Except it was better.
yeah, I'm sure being an actor and being around those people, you're like, damn, you're like
Well,
in awe.
you try to hold your composure. So I'm sitting there at breakfast, and Frank Vincent's to my left, and there's some other actors that are unknown. Vinny Pastore's there, and there's an empty seat, and this guy comes around and he sits down next to me, and he just goes, "Hey, good morning. I'm Jimmy." And I look over. I'm like, I don't know what to say. It's James Caan. He's sitting there. He goes, "Hi, I'm Jimmy."
And I did a lead role in one of my short films, and then supporting in a couple other films that I did over there. But then recently, I started working with Jimmy Barberese in this amazing project called Capo Rise to the Power here
Yeah,
in
it's good.
Miami.
It looks like a really good a good project.
Oh my
It
gosh, we
drew
had
it
so
drew
much
me
fun.
to it, like
Yeah,
just seeing what it's about. Like I can't wait to see it and see what they put together.
for sure. And you can, like, if you picture a mix of Sopranos versus Dexter with a haunting vibe to it, that's what the show is about. And it's absolutely amazing. It's so intriguing, so interested. Like, you guys, you will not be disappointed. It's amazing. Like, trust me,
Did
it's
you
a good
want to be
show.
an actress when you were a kid?
All
Did you
my
want to
life.
do this?
Yes, all my life. Actually, I started out singing, so I'm a recording artist. I have 3 singles out. I have All I Want, You'll Never Leave, and Sweating the Beat. They're like pop with Latin infusion to it. So yeah, singing is part of me. I also love singing and music.
I'll put a link for any of the links that you send me. I'll put them in the description of this video so people can check them out.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
Of course. What was the audition process like to be on Capo?
So when I was in Boston, Jimmy contacted me through Backstage, and he sent me like the sites to record a self tape. So that's the way I auditioned through. Yeah, that's Jimmy right there, playing Michael, my frenemy. Yes, my frenemy. He's amazing. He's such a good friend. Oh my goodness, an amazing actor. So I submitted my self tape, and about a week and a half later, I was told I was cast as Sophia Mancini. So I was really excited. I was so excited to get that role.
Yeah, it's awesome. I can't wait to see this.
Oh my
I
gosh,
think
look
it's
at
gonna
that.
be a hit.
I
And he was
I
telling now
Me
go
too.
ahead.
Absolutely. It will be a hit.
And he was telling me about the kids' roles in the movie. He said they did a really good job at acting and
Amazing. Silvana, her name's Silvana. That kid is amazing. She's an amazing actress. My goodness. Yes. The way she portrayed her character, oh my gosh. Amazing. She's amazing.
so you don't really know about before COVID with the acting, right? You're not.
No, not really. Like, since I started like fairly recently, and I think the industry, like a lot of the industry shut down at that time. Like, we're just
Yeah.
starting to get back to it,
So what kind of advice do you have for the young girl that's out there who wants to be an actress?
Oh my gosh. This was a dream, and just follow it, never give up, and just go for it. Start taking acting classes, get an acting as profile through Backstage, get really good headshots, and just never give up. Just keep going. If you see that you're not getting any roles at the beginning, keep going, keep going. Eventually, you're going to start getting roles.
Was it hard to transition from going to Puerto Rico to the US?
Um, all my family is over there, so that was a bit hard to leave them, you know. But I really enjoyed Boston. I love the weather, it's the seasons. I used to
Yeah,
buy.
Boston's great. I'm gonna be in Boston soon.
You
I'm
are?
meeting some people. Yeah, I'm gonna be shooting some interviews up there with my friend Anthony and my friend Paul.
That's awesome. My favorite, Little Italy, like there's this North End.
That's
Oh my
exactly where
God.
I'm gonna be at. Yeah, Little Italy.
I lived in Boston, like the city, and that was my place. Like in the North End, they have the most amazing restaurants, and it's amazing. Little Italy, like we call it Little Italy
Yeah,
because.
Anthony Farrakano, he does the North End stories.
Mm-hmm.
He's from there and he tells stories about what it was like growing up back in the day and all that. It's gonna be good.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
miss
I can't wait.
Boston though. I do. I love Miami because it reminds me a lot of home, like from home. Like the weather, it's very similar to Puerto
So
Rico.
was a lot of it was all of it shot in Miami?
Fort Lauderdale. Yeah, we filmed a lot in Fort Lauderdale, Miami area. Yeah.
Are they gonna be doing any scenes up in the city up in New York or
I don't know, honestly. I don't know.
what's next for you? Do you
So
have projects lined up?
I actually just finished another project. I just finished the pilot for another series like 2 days ago. So that's exciting as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I have things I can't even talk about. It
Mhm.
sucks because
I
I want to
know.
tell it. I want to tell everybody, but you sign these papers saying that
Not
you
yet.
can't
Not
tell
yet.
anybody anything. Yeah, I want to get into acting, and I wanted to know like what it's like to be like put on the spot with the cameras on you, and I haven't done
Yeah.
any acting yet, and
So at the beginning, I kid you not, I was so nervous to be in front of a camera. Like literally, you saw me like hands sweaty, like shaking, you know. But once you do it over and over again, it just becomes like second nature to you. Like it's more easy, you know. And
because
now
at
it's like,
first
okay,
you like
let's
you
go.
really know the camera. You really know the camera's there, right?
Yeah,
At
and you
first.
start getting into character, mentally prepping, and I know when they say action, literally, my focus is just me and the other actor, and everything just disappears. Like I zone out, and it's just, you know, that focus. I'm just doing a great scene, you know. And I'm not, you know, I don't get nervous anymore. Thank God.
Capo, we rise to power through the streets. Family or not, there's rules you capiche. Ever since a kid, I saw things I shouldn't see. I didn't choose this life, but the life chose me. Capo, we rise to power through the streets. Family or not, there's rules you capiche. Ever since a kid, I saw things I shouldn't see. I didn't choose this life, but the life chose me. This thing of ours, earn and take orders from the dons. It's a chess game, we got the kings with the pawns. Greasy fan, brew strong. Michael's out for revenge for those who did him wrong. Live life by the code, power, respect. This family over family, never know who's next. On the rise, people stepped on and stepped over. Power struggles, go to war and send soldiers. No camo, suits and Italian loafers. Leave your head in the spaghetti, tipped off from the hostess. We didn't ask for this the life that chose us. Never find you, I got a guy with bulldozers. Let's go. Capo, we rise to power through the streets.